Hello student, welcome to the third lecture of STLD lecture series. In today's lecture, we will see the architecture in a little more detail. In the last lecture, we had discussed the architecture just as an introduction. So today, we spend little more time on understanding the architecture. In the last lecture, we understand the concept of an entity and we saw different types of port such as input port and output port. So in the previous lecture, we have seen three different styles of architectural modeling, that is data flow modeling, behavioral modeling, structural modeling. We will see these three different styles of modeling one by one. Architecture of a VHDL model design, the major function of it is to specify the behavior of your design, that is how your design will work or what your design will do, and also how your outputs will vary with respect to your input, because we know that output is a function to your input. So architecture basically specifies 3 points: behavior, function and relationship between inputs and outputs of an entity. Then next, we know that the syntax of architecture is architecture keyword, name of architecture which is specified by you, that means the name of architecture is user defined word, of entity name. Your entity name must be same as the entity of your design. As we have seen in the last lecture, before architecture we have to specify the entity declaration, okay, and after that architecture. Now what is meant by entity? Entity specifies what are your inputs and what are your outputs, and then architecture specifies how your design or system will going to function or behave. So before architecture we have to specify entity name and then architecture. Now this is the coding for architecture only. Architecture keyword, name of architecture and name of entity. It must be same as the entity you declared above. Okay, and then we will have some declarations like signals and variables that we will see in future lecture. After that we have some concurrent statements. So in the architecture we will execute some concurrent statements. So what is meant by concurrent? The statements that execute at the same time. And then again we have keyword end with the architecture name which is specified by you, that is user defined architecture name. So this is the format of architecture. Then we have some rules of architecture. First one is architecture can contain only concurrent statements. Fundamentally one can have only concurrent statements. In future we will see some sequential statements, that means statements that goes one after another or sequentially, but they always written in a special style and they always executed by process only. Then second rule, a design can be described in an architecture using various levels of abstraction. Now the architecture can be specified by different levels of abstraction. Now what I mean by levels of abstraction? It means that here you can decide to show or specify your architecture at gate level. If you have lots of gates connected to each other, or you can decide to describe your architecture in terms of behavior. If you know the complete function of your circuit in terms of input and output, it means that you can specify your architecture in terms of behavior. So level of abstraction, it means that it depends on you to describe or what level of details you want to describe your architecture, whether in terms of gate level or in terms of behavior. Okay, so it helps you to design faster. It gives you better understanding of how your design will be. And if you define your levels of abstraction, obviously the lesser complexity, because the more clearer you are with your design, it will be easier for you to design your system and also to implement your system. Then few more rules. An entity can have more than one architecture. It means that you can have an entity which has multiple architecture, but you don't have an architecture without an entity. It means that you can't tell the circuit what is going to do without knowing what are the inputs and what are the outputs. There are different styles for specifying architecture bodies. So first style is the data flow style of modeling. So in data flow style of modeling, we will execute concurrent signal assignment statements. If I want to specify an AND gate, I just write C is assigned to A and B and end data flow. Again, architecture is the keyword. Data flow is the name of architecture, which is user defined word. Of AND gate is your name of entity. Is begin, from here your architecture starts. C is assigned to A and B and end data flow. Now if you want to make multiple circuits, okay, for example, C is assigned to A and B and also X is assigned to Y or Z. So both of these statements are executed concurrently or in parallel. So this is the data flow style of modeling, in which you can specify how your data is flowing and from where. Okay, so data flow style of modeling is one of the simplest, straightforward and clear style of modeling. Then next one is behavioral style of modeling. Now behavioral style of modeling is a higher level of abstraction. Why? The reason is that just look at the previous example of an AND gate. Okay, for the time being, ignore the terms process, begin and end process. Now just try and understand this part only. Now the architecture keyword. Behave is the name of your architecture. Of AND gate is the name of entity. Begin. If A equals to 1 and B equals to 1, then C will be 1, else C will be 0. Okay, it means that here I want to specify that if my A is 1 and B is 1, then C should be 1. It means that I have one AND gate which has two inputs, A and B, and one output, that is C. Now if my A is 1 and B is 1, then C should be 1. In any other condition, if A is 1, B is 0, then my C will be 0. That is else part. Again, if my A is 0, my B is 1, my C will be 0. If my A is 0 and my B is 0, again my C will be 0. Now this is the behavior of AND gate, because we know that when both are the inputs are 1, then only the output will be 1. AND gate is working on truth table. If both are the inputs are 1, then only the output will be 1. So behavioral style of modeling specifies the behavior of AND gate or specifies the behavior of your design. Okay, so now compare it with the previous example, that is data flow style of modeling. All I wrote here is C is assigned to A and B. That means here I specify only the gate level implementation, or from where my data is flowing and how. Now in the behavioral style of modeling, I specify the complete behavior of AND gate. Okay, as it is a very long program for AND gate, but when you want to design a larger circuit or complex circuit like multiplexer, demultiplexer, behavioral style of modeling really makes it to model correctly. That's why for larger and complex circuit we always prefer behavioral style of modeling. Okay, so data flow style of modeling works at the gate level and behavioral style of modeling works at the behavior level. Okay, that means level of abstraction. It is up to you to decide at what level of details you want to describe your architecture. Then in behavioral style of modeling, you don't need to focus on gate level implementation because it completely works on behavior of your system. Okay, so in behavioral style of modeling, you don't need to focus on gate level implementation. You don't really need to care about what your gate level implementation will be. Okay, so here you know that it's an AND gate, but when you design a larger or complex circuit, you don't need to worry about what your gate level implementation will be. Now the question is that if you don't worry about your gate level implementation, then who would worry about it? Okay, so answer to that question is when you write a VHDL code, you put it through a compiler. Now compiler is a somebody who understands the VHDL language and gives it to synthesis tools. Okay, now compiler is a somebody who understands the VHDL language and who gives it to synthesis tool. Now synthesis tool is somebody who looks at your code and says, okay, this is what you are trying to say and I am going to make an AND gate for you. Okay, so synthesis tool is really a smart software who understands your VHDL code and who is actually responsible for converting your behavior and high level descriptions at gate level. That means first your VHDL code goes to compiler, from compiler it goes to synthesis tool, and now synthesis tool converts this type of behavior to gate level implementation. So this is all about the behavioral style of modeling. Then third one, structural style of modeling. Now in structural style of modeling, let's consider an example. If you have a full adder, okay, you have a full adder and you want to use couple of half adder. Okay, now I will design first one half adder with input X and Y and output Z for sum and M for carry. Okay, so first I will design one half adder with the input X and Y and output Z and M. Now I call half adder two times such that X, Y, Z, M. Okay, now here I am calling half adder two times. Now what I will do here? Now first I will map my X to A and Y to B by using port map function, which we have seen in previous lecture. Okay, so first I will map my X to A and Y to B. Then I will map second X to Z of first half adder, second X to the Z or sum of first half adder. Then I will map Y to carry in. Okay, first X and Y to A and B, second X to Z and second Y to carry in. Then M, that is carry of first half adder, is mapped to OR gate and carry of second half adder is again mapped to OR gate. That means here I am performing on operation on both the carries of both the half adder. Okay, and after that I will get output sum, that is S, and carry, that is C out. Okay, so what I am trying to specify here? as I told you in the previous lecture, in structural style of modeling, we can define two different structure as a separate VHDL design. That means for full adder, here I design a separate VHDL, or here I design separate component as a separate VHDL design, and again another component as a separate VHDL design. Okay, then I am putting them together to design a large circuit. That means I am putting them together to design a complete full adder. Now this is the structural way of looking at this. By using two half adder, I design a one full adder by using additional gate between them. That means here I use additional OR gate to combine these two half adders. Okay, so in structural style of modeling, we can use two different components as a separate VHDL design structure, and then we can combine them by using one of the additional gate. Okay, now we will see examples based on these three styles of modeling, that is data flow style of modeling, behavioral style of modeling, and structural style of modeling. Let's see example based on three styles of modeling, that is data flow style of modeling, structural style of modeling, and behavioral style of modeling. So data flow style of modeling is the easiest one. Then structural style of modeling is the difficult one, in which we design separate VHDL structure as a component, and behavioral style of modeling is a most popular one. So when we want to write a VHDL code for data flow modeling, we must aware about Boolean expression of logic function of the number of outputs we have. Because data flow modeling mainly focus on gate level implementation, but when we have multiple outputs with different logic functions like XOR, AND gate, OR gate, and so on, it is quite difficult to define them separately. That time we go for behavioral style of modeling, which depends on truth table. So data flow modeling focus on Boolean expression, structural modeling focus on logic circuit, behavioral style of modeling mainly focus on truth table because it specifies the behavior or function of design, and then mix one, which is a combination of data flow, structural, and behavioral style of modeling. So first example, write a VHDL code for AND gate using data flow model. Before start writing any VHDL code, we must have clear idea about the block diagram. Okay, so here we have to write a VHDL code for AND gate using data flow model. In data flow model, we are going to use Boolean expressions. So this is an AND gate. If I draw a block here, okay, so you can see that there are two inputs connected to the block, that is A and B, and one output Y. So inputs connected to the block are called as primary inputs, and output connected to the block is called as primary output. Okay, so while writing VHDL code, first we have to specify primary inputs and primary output. Okay, so to specify what are my inputs and what are my outputs, we use entity declaration. So to specify the inputs and outputs of AND gate, first we specify entity declaration. Okay, so now what is the syntax for entity declaration? First one is entity keyword. AND gate. AND gate is the name of my entity, which is user defined name. It means you can define the name of your entity. Is port. There are 3 ports in AND gate, 2 input ports and 1 output port. So I specify here port keyword, then A comma B. A and B are my ports, colon in. It means that A and B are input type of ports, and data type associated with that port is bit. Bit means bit is a data type which can take only 2 values, that is 0 and 1. Then third port is Y, colon out. It means that Y is output type of port with data type associated with it is again bit. That means it only takes 2 values, 0 and 1. and then end keyword, name of entity. From here your entity begins and here your entity ends. So entity is used to specify number of ports, type of port, whether it is input or output, and data type associated with that port. Okay, so now this is all about the entity declaration. Okay, so now how this AND gate works, or how this AND gate behave or function, that we have to specify in architecture. Okay, so now here we are writing code for data flow modeling. As I told you, while writing code for data flow modeling, we have to write Boolean expressions, because data flow modeling focus on gate level implementation. Okay, so now what is the Boolean expression for AND gate? A into B, or we can say that A and B. Okay, so in architecture, now syntax for my architecture is architecture keyword, then name of my architecture, it is a user defined word of AND gate. Now AND gate is the name of entity. The name of your entity must be same as the entity of your design. Okay, why? Because here I want to specify that my architecture is belonging to my entity. That's why the name of entity must be same in both the parts, that is in entity and architecture. So architecture, name of architecture of and underscore gate is the name of my entity, which is user defined name. Is now Boolean expression for AND gate, A and B. So my output Y is assigned to A and B, semicolon, end architecture, that means end architecture name. The name of my architecture is arc underscore and. So here my architecture ends. So this is the VHDL code for AND gate using data flow model. Okay, so now after that we have to write a VHDL code for an AND gate, but by using behavioral style of modeling. Okay, so behavioral style of modeling is mainly focused on truth table. That means it mainly focus on behavior or actual function of AND gate. Now let's see. This is an AND gate, two inputs A and B and one output, that is Y. Okay, now two inputs, that means there are four possible combinations for input, that is 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. Okay, so now if both the inputs are 0, then my output should be 0. If A is 0 and B is 1, then output will be 0, because it is an AND gate. If A is 1 and B is 0, then my output will be 0. And if both the inputs are 1, then only my output should be 1. Okay, so this is the truth table for AND gate. Now while writing any VHDL code, again first we have to declare entity. Okay, now the syntax for entity is entity keyword, name of entity, which is user defined word. So here I give, or I define name, and underscore gate is. Now I have to specify number of ports, type of port and data type associated with that port. So port keyword, there are three ports. First two are A and B. A and B are the input, type of port and data type associated with it is bit. Then third port is Y, which is output type of port and data type associated with it is bit. Okay, so now look at the placement of semicolon. Here semicolon is after the close bracket. Okay, because this is the syntax for VHDL language. And after that, end entity name. The name of my entity is and underscore gate. Okay, so now behavioral style of modeling is focused on truth table. Now the coding for architecture. Format of architecture is same in all three styles of modeling, that is architecture keyword. Then name of my architecture, which is user defined word. Of name of your entity, name of my entity is AND gate is. Then architecture keyword begin. Now there are two cases. If both the inputs are 0, output should be 0. If both the inputs are 1, output should be 1. And this is the else if part. Okay, so if A is 0 and B is 0, then Y is assigned to 0. That means Y will be 0. Else if A is 0 and B is 1, then again my output Y is assigned to 0. Else if A is 1 and B is 0, then again Y is assigned to 0. In any other condition, that means in else condition, my Y should be 1. Then end if and end architecture. Name of my architecture is architecture and. This is how the behavior style of modeling works. Okay, so now this is the VHDL coding for behavioral style of modeling, which completely depends on truth table of your logic circuit. In the next lecture, we will see some more examples on these three styles of modeling.